too much. You are listening to Let's Go, the weekly anime podcast about weekly anime from Dynamite in the Brain and Secret of the Sailor Madness. So come along and hang with the Let's Go gang. It's Dwayne.
Hello.
It's Niall.
Feliz Navidad.
And it's me, Brian. And on this episode, we're covering anime that aired the week of December the 7th to December the 13th, 2024. Starting with Detective Conan, episode 1144, The Hotel Serial Bombing Case, Part 1. In which Conan is the other side of town buying some rare mystery novels.
But little does he know, he does entirely suspect that he has been, I'm going to call it honey trapped, like the equivalent of honey trap for him.
With books. Yes, it is a trap laid by Masumi Sera and her mother to lure him into their new hotel that they've moved into.
See, I mean, like, all of that sounds like it's like a honey trap. It sounds like it's going to be a thing, but it's like, who recommended this bookshop to me again? It's like, oh yeah, Rand said that she was recommended a good mystery novel bookshop by, oh God. And he turns around and is like, Conan, I can't believe you're here. Could you get this bottle of water out of my pocket? Because my hands are covered in grease. And he's like, okay. And then spills the water all over him. Come on, take a shower at my hotel. No, there's been serial hotel bombings. So I'm scared of hotels. He's like, oh, that's a pity because I have the code that they haven't released from the police from that serial bomber. And he's like, I do want to see that code though.
Yes, even though I know it's a trap.
He knows it's a trap.
Curious.
And as he's having a shower, he's like, hey, and she's rifling through his bag while the mother shouts from the cupboards like, get his drugs that turn you back into an adult. And he's like, I didn't bring the drugs with me today. He says, while shampooing his hair. Because he knows. Yeah. He knows.
Yeah. And later on, he's like, I know there's another person in this room hiding somewhere. And he's about to say what he thinks the relationship is between them when they get interrupted.
His thing of identifying that the tea bags have been squished to get the extra tea out. Like, it's like, oh, so clearly it's an English person staying here. And I was like, I fucking do that. But I'm the only Irish person I know who does it. So
okay, get your money's worth. I mean, that's free tea. You're just leaving sitting in the bag.
That's the concentrated shit, man. I'm not being cheap. It's the good fucking shit. I need the strong stuff.
That is the tell. Is that there's 4 teacups out, and 2 of them have got the tea bags done in one way, and two of them the other way. And he already knows that the mum's English because he met them when he was this size previously. In his life.
But there's a rude man in the hotel shouting about who left this fucking code in my room. I didn't ask for any code to be left in my room. Someone's trying to scare me or taking the piss. Giving out to the cleaner. Both of these people are named and aged, so you know they're suspects.
Yes, this is Rinzaki Danji is the hotel guest. Then it is Rhonda Seiko, age 41, hotel cleaning staff. And then finally there is Kurishi Aruto, age 34, bellhop, who brought the bags to the room originally. So these are the only
he's rushing up saying, we just got a call from the bomber saying he'd left a code in that room. I was just coming up to get it. So
I think the bellhop did it.
It's the bellhop. It's 100% the bellhop, and I can explain my reasoning, but we'll get to that later.
Yes. I also think it's a copycat, and everything is
same. Actually, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and everything in the preview is not this hotel.
It's the humidifier is the clue, and I assume it's like that's how he's setting off the bomb or something. I don't know. I think it has nothing to do with the mystery of who is the bomber. Yeah.
Yes, because they need to see they learn when they go to reception that reception has both the original clue sent to the previous 2 bombing.
Because the police sent them out to hotels going, if you receive something that looks like this, call the fucking police. Even though the specific thing is do not call the police if you receive this code. Yeah. Solve it by by the time I write on the back of the fucking code and or I'll bomb the hotel.
Yes, and they're like, "Come have a look at those 2 clues," and they're like, "No, why would we give it to you?" And this
You're
is like,
children.
Well, I'm a high school detective, and they're like, "So
let me see your fucking badge if you're so fucking."
Would you watch television?
Yeah, so they will not give up, and they're going to tell the police, but they did tell them. When it happened last time, on the second one, the room got blown up because they spotted that they were.
The first time it happened, the guy assumed it was a prank, so he posted it to like Instagram or something like that, and that's why there is a copy of that floating around. But the second time they call the police and the bomb set off, so they know this guy is legit. I think it hit the time limit before the thing was solved. Yeah.
Do they get the call from the bomber before they spot Rand's mum? I think they do.
No. I think it was.
Oh, it's the other way around.
I think it was after because they're involved.
Because she's not talking to the call though, is she? It's just them two talking to the call.
Yeah.
So I think they see her
in the hotel corridor, essentially. Yeah.
Yeah, because they get the phone call, and then the unusual thing about the phone call is the bellhop speaks to the guy on the phone, and he calls him a bellhop.
Yeah, so the bellhop's like, please, you can't do this. You have to give up. It's like, bellhop telling me what to do, and they're like, holy shit, he's in the fucking hotel. He's watching us right fucking now.
But
and then Conan says it's like, Conan says something to him, and he doesn't respond to Conan whatsoever. So this is a pre-recorded thing from the bellhop.
Yes,
the thing. Yeah.
That's where my brain went to as well. Yeah.
This was establishing that it couldn't be me. I was there when the call came in. It was just like, nah, motherfucker. I see how this.
And they're like, how are we going to get these clues? And then they see coming out of the lift is Rand's mum, who is the lawyer of this hotel, and they want to get her to say that
her important husband sent her to solve the mystery. She's like, fuck that guy.
And that's when she reveals she's the lawyer for the hotel. They go, oh, well, then we could just use her authority to.
And she's like, yeah, that's more respectful towards me. So, okay, I agree. But she still has to say it to the staff. It's like, wow, we didn't know you were the famous sleeping fucking detective's wife. And she's like, yes, fucking hell, kill me now.
Right, let's go around all the suspects and we'll interview them in your room, Sarah Masami. And she's like, okay, let me just go and quickly tidy up first. That's the go run.
With all those teacups that I forgot to wash, yeah.
Yes, and tell her mum. And her mum's like, what have you done? This is a foolish thing. Oh, well, it can't be avoided. I'm going to have a phone on in your back pocket, switched on so I can hear all the conversation that's happening. That's where they leave it, isn't it? Then we get like loads of previews where it seems like they completely failed to find the bomber and the room blows up. But I suspect that might be a different hotel.
Yeah, or it's like whatever we don't know the reasoning, obviously, why the bellhop probably did it. But it appears to be a copycat because again, it came in the post rather than it was emailed.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, was it emailed to them or it came in the post?
No, the first two were emails.
Yeah.
This one was left. It wasn't emailed at all. The only
actually, it was left in the room. Yeah, of course.
It's the print off in the room, which is why those three are the suspects.
And also, the bomber never called in any stage. It was all like
yes,
yeah,
yes, you had to email it back.
Essentially.
Yeah, and the clues are like anagrams of room numbers, but there's another character in a box, which must be a clue as to which order you rearrange the numbers in the anagram.
Yeah, because it could be multiple room numbers based off of how tall the hotel is and that kind of thing. Yeah.
And that's the bit that Sarah and Conan have failed to figure out so far. So they've only got a limited six room numbers it could be, but you only get one answer. So they've got to figure out which one is it.
Yeah.
And obviously, the easiest way to do that would be to figure out who sent the message in the first place. Unless, of course, the person can trigger the bomb from inside the hotel room while they're interviewing them.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's like with the humidifier and everything, it's not a real bomb. It's just to give the pretense of being a bomb while he does something else.
Yes.
Presumably.
It did remind me of the Culprit Hanagawa, where they talk about how there's constantly buildings blowing up in the background. The scenes but yeah, the stuff with Rad's mum is probably the most fun part of it.
Her like hating. Is it her ex-husband? Are they separated? But they're not.
They're
like,
just
divorced?
separated.
Yeah,
they're not separated, not divorced. Yes.
I thought that was the case. All right, because fuck that guy. I get where she's coming from entirely. Like,
and you get the impression that she doesn't speak to Rad all that much because she does not know who Sarah is.
Yeah.
You would think that would come up in conversation.
Well, she's got a real job as opposed to like stumbling onto murder scenes, which is her husband's job.
Then we've got Puniru is a kawaii slime, episode 10, Merry Punirumas. The first half of a 2-part story.
Oh God.
It's a long old Christmas. Yeah.
Yes. So the crux of the story
like pet labor.
is that Kataro's mum has got the day off work for Christmas, and so she and the unseen father can go and have a Christmas meal together, and they're going to leave money for Kotaro and Puniru to do with what they like. And Kotaro whimsically remembers 3 years ago.
The ancient past, yes.
Yes, back when he was 10, and him and Puniru much more see eye to eye and have a great old time.
So basically, she was at the same age level as he was at the time, where she currently is still that same age level in terms of maturity, and he's thinks he's mature, but it's just like, because what we did was we just took Dad's credit card and we ordered every kind of pizza from the pizza place or something like that.
Yeah, comes around once a year.
And so we get a lengthy life flashback, and then he imagines doing the same thing at the age they are now, and then realizes, oh, it will not be fun and cute anymore. It will be approaching sexy. I must avoid this at all possibilities.
Yeah, it was fine when I was a kid and she was a penguin. That was perfectly fucking kosher. But me as like a coming on to early tween kind of thing, and her as like a cute girl. No, can't be having that.
Also, within this, we also get a glimpse of another flashback of his secret origin before Puniru, of why he doesn't like Christmas now is because of when he was made fun of at kindergarten by girls for picking the cute present that Santa had left.
Because that's for girls, not for boys. You're being a weird, creepy boy. And this kid's teasing and being shitty, but it's trauma to him at his age. Yeah.
Yes. So that's why he's acting cool at school about, I'm not into Christmas. And then Puniru's like, but you got loads of Christmas stuff in your room at home. It's like,
that's private. That's different. It's okay in private, not in public.
I hate it
so
much.
His solution is now to go against that cool idea of rejecting Christmas and embrace Christmas. We're going to have a Christmas party. He gets the idea out of a Cutie Chan children's book.
Of course, so simple.
He tries to invite everybody to a Christmas party that is happening the same day that he's inviting them. To little success. But luckily, there's a giant battle royal happening in the playground.
Yeah.
To invite Kirara to a Christmas party.
So everyone finds there a considerable portion of violent youths.
Yes.
So he's like, oh fuck, I better roll up my sleeves and fucking get stuck in there.
It's like, and in the meantime, Puniru changes to something Christmassy and invite people to the Christmas party. And rather than changing into Santa, she changes into a very Bambi-like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer with a huge deer ass that is pointing at the screen.
I was tempted to use that as a background, but like the deer ass is virgin on horny, so I couldn't in good conscience. Yeah.
He's definitely horny on that initial transformation.
On that image, yeah, that's what I mean.
But then it's not for the rest of it. It's much more like Bambi because she's Puniru's mum tells her she looks like Bambi later on. And then the final part is essentially there's 4 people who all want Puniru for Christmas. They're all trying to borrow her. So first is your 14-year-old girl who wants to essentially act as mum to Puniru for Christmas.
Yeah.
Then is the teacher who has finally finished his apparatus for figuring out how Puniru does the transformations and would like to experiment on Puniru for Christmas. And also, Kotaro, you need to come as well because you're the only one who failed the final exam of the year. So you
get remedial Christmas lessons. Yeah.
And then who else? Nampa
young
shows
fella,
up.
Yeah.
who has the most amazing bit where it turns out when he's not on screen in this anime, he's taking part in an entirely different anime.
It's about something that is an off-brand Beyblade, but it's just like
Yes.
they're throwing discs. Kids, and they're things that they're into. He's throwing one kind of dragon, the other kid's throwing a different kind of dragon, but his one shattered, and the only thing that fix it is slime, I assume. Yeah, that should do it. Give me that slime.
1,000 uses around
It
the
is
whole
funny
man
how different the
playground.
style is, and all the characters in that do seem like main characters from a different anime. It's
And
great.
the game is nonsensical because, as you say, it's like Beyblade, but then there's cards involved as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Putting
I
cards
was
in the
thinking,
spokes.
what was that one? Where they had it was a ball that you were supposed to roll onto a
Bakugan.
card.
Bakugans.
Bakugan and turned into a monster. Yeah. I was thinking like that, but they're just like literally throwing discs at each other, and also they have cards that I don't know how that's related.
Yes, and I'm also supposed. I
great.
think it's also supposed to be a reference to what's it called, Buddy Complex or whatever.
Card Buddy?
Future card buddy fight.
That's the one. Yes, because
That's it. And it's derivatives.
They tell him off for saying buddies. Why are you saying buddies so much?
The other thing about it is like, and I think that I don't understand how the game works is perfect because I'm coming into like the semifinals of this fucking different anime and not understanding the sport that they're playing. It's just like I don't fucking understand it. I feel perfectly out of my depth. It's a good joke.
And it has a next episode title card as well in the middle.
Oh man, gotta see how it shakes out.
Yeah, it is the best joke in the episode. I'm trying to remember who the other person who's
it's the lady kind of going, I'm here to challenge you to some kind of duel.
And yes,
some kind of duel. It's just like, and it's just she's trying to avoid the maid. Basically, she's like, I'm here to fucking start shit just for shit to do. Really, honestly,
it's because she's avoiding Christmas dinner with her fiance because we do get her view that she's against this arranged marriage at this point, and then Puniru tries to get Runuru to get some moral support, but she just starts singing Jingle Bells because she's programmed to at this time of year.
Yeah, it's a robot. It's not real. Like that is very important.
Yeah. So and then it ends on a to be continued, much to Kataro's dismay.
He's like, "What the fuck? Now we're done with Christmas." Yep.
Yeah. It's a very good Christmas episode.
We're taking them all.
Standout one there. Then we got Ranma 1/2, episode 10, Kiss of Death. Majority is taken up with the climax of the ice skating fight.
I like that the solution is extreme violence. Like, what if I grabbed these whole glaciers and just like crushed you with them? What if we hurled blocks of ice at each other? I think they took it from the guys like the two skaters. As the commentator has some fucking great opening bits of like here's the fucking challenge. Like I'm just running through the clips of the last episode, and the mad shit he's comparing it to is wonderful. But our skaters have decided to curl themselves on a hunk of ice at our heroes, which is an interesting way of doing it. And I think they took the inspiration from that. It's like, wait, we could just hit them with the ice. Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I'm currently rereading the manga. I'm up to where I think I got to previously in the 90s. And this episode was, perhaps it came through better here than it did in the comic. This story felt like, particularly the bit where Akane falls in and they have to go and rescue her because she can't swim. It does feel like this is the thing where you kind of get a bit more sympathy as Ryoga being like the third hero rather than an antagonist to Ranma all the time. It softens him a bit with how much he's willing to put on the line to rescue Akane here.
Just cast his dignity aside.
Yes.
Like he dives in and Ranma's like, "You sure about that, bud?" And he's like, "Oh fuck!" And then tries to Lupin swim it through the air away. It's like, nope, too late. You're already going into the water. But he keeps swimming as a pig, so
he's doing his best. I think he drowned as well. And Ranma did most of the lifting there.
They mentioned in the hospital that it was P-chan who dragged the Akane out swimming pool.
Yeah. I did like as well. What took out the male skater? I know like some attack just fucking put him in a stretcher.
Yes,
That
and
was
then
the
his
whole
partner
thing.
hits him with a steel
Smashing him.
chair.
Yeah, he crushes him with 2 glaciers. You're right. That does the trick.
That's really great. Yeah, and then as he's leaving, they put a blanket on him, and then his partner goes, "What a cute blanket! I'm going to keep it, Martine." And then when he tries to grab it back, he gets
She hits
smashed
him
over
with
the
the
head
steel
with a steel
chair. Yeah. I like the fact that it was just like she initially was like, you're Peachan, and he's like, no, I'm not, and he's like, what have you done with fucking Peachan? And it's like, I'm distracted by a blanket now. It's just very one track fucking mind. Yeah.
And then in the remaining of the episode, we are introduced to Shampoo, a Chinese Amazon who has been chasing Ranma across China and Japan, attempting to kill him because of a terrible thing he and his father did, eating her prize for winning the martial arts contest of their village, and then beating her in a martial arts contest.
To be fair to her, he kind of it's like, so all I need to do to beat you is make this square, and she's like, all right, fucker, let's go. Ranma is a woman whose dad is a panda during this whole fucking sequence, so she's chasing a girl and a panda from her point of view. But like, she's been fighting all fucking day in this tournament. He just comes in and is like, well, I'm freshened up by eating all your fucking prizes, and dick move. But that's standard Ranma, so yeah.
Yeah, and so she showed up, attempts to kill Ranma, fails, and then shows up again at the dojo because Genma told her where they live.
Easily accessible information.
Doesn't know how doors work. Historically, always comes through the wall. Let's be dramatic about this. It's just in big clubs. I love them big clubs. I never really see too many movies that kind of use them a lot. It's like, oh yeah, the big heavy clunking things.
And I like that in the flashback, she's used different weapons each time to attack them.
But went back to the big clubs, so for maybe like I've tried the rest. Now I'm gonna stick with the best.
Yeah, stick with the classics.
But there's some confusion because we've got a male Ranma here and not the woman who beat her in the martial arts contest.
But fortunately, he does kick one of her weapons apart, and then it flies around the room, bonking her in the back of the head, thereby defeating her. Thereby, this Ranma is also on her shit list. Now he's going to get the kiss of death, marking him as hey, that's a sexy kiss. That's not the kiss of death.
This kiss of death is going on an awful long time.
Well, he's super dead. Wow, must really hate him.
The kiss of death. Yeah, the subtitles are definitely better than the old translation for Shampoo. In that you can tell she's got like a staccato, limited knowledge of Japanese, but they don't try and turn that into comedic broken English in the subtitles.
No kind of strange accents or anything applied to anything. No.
But yeah, the ending stuff with Shampoo is like this is the next game changer for the story. Is her introduction. Plays out pretty well.
Yeah, just another little like thing into this intermix of emotions. Like just some Ryoga. It's like, oh yeah, Ryoga. Maybe he's alright after all. And said, nah, here's something else to completely screw that dynamic.
Yeah.
Quick, add another fucking pin to the relationship. It's getting to be a trapezoid at this fucking stage. Yeah.
To give me progress, but not too much progress. That we
I know we're not there yet.
Too quickly.
There's a lot more to be added to it yet, but it's still getting complicated already.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. It's kind of the main ones though. There's not too many more main characters to come in. I would say 3. I'm thinking 4 maybe because there's one guy who I think thought what I didn't consider to be made just because I hadn't read enough of him, but he's kind of.
Most of the ones I would have seen from old posts and so forth, I think, are in it now, and I wouldn't know too many others.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. No, 5 maybe because I was thinking of 4 because there's 2 more characters of the main characters' ages. There's 2 senior citizens, and then there's another character of like the dad's ages, who I would say are like super frequently recurring characters. But yeah,
Time will
we'd have to
tell.
wait a while. Have to wait a while for them. The many because as I was reading it, I was like, "Well, that's the end of volume 12." I guess this will be in like season 3 of the anime. Because I think the 4 volumes is what they're covering this time.
Yeah, the plan with this is to do the whole thing, or
it is, of which
yeah.
there's 40 volumes also.
Wish
Then
them well.
on to less cheery things. On the Movements of the Earth, episode 11, Terror.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
God be with you.
Dad's home.
All right, boys. We're gonna take you out for your first torture. Gonna get your feet wet. First day of the job.
Hey, it's a woman. I was like, think about these fucking heretics. I gotta warn you, right? They're wily. They're good at lying. So don't trust anything they say. All right. So what you do is you take this thumb screw, right? You put it on her thumb and you twist that bit there. When I give you the thumbs up, you start twisting the screw. So he's like, "Hey, you went to the Black Mass. Who sent you? Who do you know? Who's your contact in the Black Mass?" And she's like, "I didn't go to the Black Mass." He's like, thumb screw, get him, get her. Go on, kid, you got it. And he's like, "Okay." She's screaming. He's like, "Come on, where's the Black Mass?" And she's like, "I don't know. Come on, man, I'm cool." He's like, "Do it again." He's like, "If I do it again, it'll like break her fucking thumb." And he's like, "Yeah, do it again." Breaks her thumb. He's like, "Cool. Now you give it a go, second guy." Come on, kid, get in there. Get your sleeves bloody like I do every day as part of being an inquisitor. But
yeah, I like some of the contradictions we get with Novak here, of
yes,
particularly the bit where he gives them the big speech about maintaining the world, and then immediately complaining that he's got to go and do this thing for the bishop.
like we maintain order in the world. That's what we do. We serve the fucking church. And a guy comes down the fucking thing. He's like, "Fuck you, Novak. You're a fucking asshole anyway." And he's like, "Who's that guy?" "I don't fucking know. He's the bishop's kid." It's like, "What? The bishop's celibate?" It's like, "Yeah, publicly. Come on, we got to go torture this fucking fool."
Yeah. And we're only bothering with these astronomers because the bishop used to be an astronomer. He's got a bee in his bonnet about it.
It's not actually that important, honestly. He just thinks it's a big deal. But you know what the boss says?
He's just overcompensating for and saying, "No, I'm definitely. I've left that back behind me. See the many astrologers I'm torturing here."
Me, astronomy? Come on. With the torture I do? No way.
Yeah, because the bishop's son character is an interesting character as well, because his thing is like, he's concerned that they're spending too much money on pointless inquisition.
Yeah, he's like, to hire more people, to expand buildings, and to do various church works where you need money to fucking do it. Is like, that's been spent on torturing people for engaging in astronomy or astrology or anything to do with looking up at night, basically.
Yeah, it's kind of like Novak does come across very cynical, though.
This is a 9-to-5 job for him. Like, that's all
Yes.
it is. It's like
if the whole thing is like, no, with a thin blue line, fellas, we're between chaos and order.
Yeah.
But thing is, though, as well. Well, but that is mission. This is like as good as it gets, then, and this is as good as it gets. All right, I guess I'll just fucking keep your head down. Start torturing a few people just get by.
Because I think it's kind of getting into their head now. It's just like, so wait, if we get good at torturing, we're just going to be torturers then, right? We're not going to level up from this. We're not going to get promoted from this. If you become a good torturer, you get more torturing jobs. It's just like,
yeah, because he's like also explaining like, yeah, you don't want to go after the big jobs. Just find lots of little heretics, and you'll get a good reputation as being
that's one of his cynical things. Like,
stats.
The main thing about fucking, I gotta tell you about being a inquisitor is this, and like finger held apart from thumb. That's how much paperwork you gotta get fucking through for every fucking person you like. It's just like, it's the paperwork. It's like, that fucking kills me, man.
This is as good as it gets. This is what I'm protecting. Good.
Yeah.
And yeah, but there's somebody to do with the cosmos, got to investigate, and
First of
What is
all,
it now?
just let me
Yeah.
call in my daughter Yolanda and her friends down the tavern. Hello, fellas. Talking about what now?
Yeah.
Because they're basically, they're meeting up to. Your man saying it's like, I'm gonna fucking skip town essentially and leave the fucking church so I can publish in a country that won't kick my ass for saying this shit.
Venice. I think Venice would be the real.
It's
life
weird.
place
You
he
go
would-
closer to the Pope, but you're more free in Venice. Yeah, it's an odd fucking situation. There you go.
'cause I think
But-
there's only two republics it could be southwest of where they are.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And Venice is known for its publishing at this point in time. So.
The other guy's like, I'm probably just going to get a job being a big lad somewhere else, like, because there's always room for a big lad. And she's like, cool, I'm just going to continue the research, and maybe one day I'll get something published in my name, and that'll be a great thing for women's rights and stuff. And he's like, well, that's really cool. And she's like, yeah, I mean, like, it's a dream. How's the book going? It's like, oh yeah, finished. It's like, fuck, can I read it? It's like, it's just really for me and stuff. It's like, no, we should read the book. And then, hey, it's Dad. Hey, I asked your coworkers where you were, and your man's frozen, and we can hear his voice. It doesn't work as well as it would in a manga. It's just like, oh, your dad is that guy I met that one time when my best friend died.
Yes. And then as we're discussing this in the pub, it comes Nova goes, yeah, it was me you met.
Just like the fun tension in that thing, it was fun. But Eddie doesn't know. Oh, it's Islanda's dad. He seems alright.
What kind of work do you do with my daughter? Oh, we do astronomy and astrology and shit.
Start
It's
letting
just
it all
like,
spill.
shut up.
Because I know how fucking like how frank he is with everything, and fun. Of course, he's just gonna go talk. He doesn't give a fuck about anybody. He's just
And initially, it's just like, oh, your daughter's real smart. She was helping us with some astronomy problems. He's like, really? Thank you so much for taking care of my daughter. I'm so proud. Like, oh, I'm the proudest a father has ever been. She's like, Dad, cut it out. And it's just like, okay, so your man's like, he hasn't fucking noticed it. He doesn't notice that we're doing the crimes that he would torture us for specifically. Okay, cool. We're cool. I think we're okay. And walks his daughter home. And then he's like, hey, one more thing. The most threatening Columbo you've ever fucking seen in your life.
Lads, how are you? That's the form.
By the way, I didn't say it to my daughter because she doesn't know my work. I'm an inquisitor. So I got a few questions for you boys. Title or in titles. Yeah, fucking scary man.
Yeah, just that indifference to.
Yeah.
I think genuinely loves and cares for his daughter, but that's kind of it. It's just a job now. Just annihilating the fucking psyches of those people, scarring their bodies for forever.
And I mean, like, it's not that the show proves him wrong in any regard. Like, it's a very cynical world, and when he does get enough torturing done to that woman at the start, she's like, "Yeah, I did go to the Black Mass because I told I could buy drugs there for my brother who's sick. Like, I'm not involved in any of the witchcraft. I just wanted herbal medicine for my thing." He's like, "There you go. She was in the Black Mass. Write it down, boys. That's another case closed."
Then we also know he's way better than this because you've seen him with his fucking fancy curved sword. And that, like, this guy's got some moves. He's got into this line of work for some other reason, and just beat him down.
I assume it's the thing of, and when our guy who is good at swordplay was like, "Oh shit, this guy's a professional swordsman as well. I only fight unprofessional swordsmen who are lords in duels."
That's how I always win.
Yeah. So this guy,
about strategy.
He was probably like a mercenary or some kind of fighter, and it was just like, it's too hard. It'd be easier if they were just sat in a chair and I could just do violence to them and get paid for it, and have to do a little paperwork. But it's an easier version of the violence that he's used to as a career, is what I think is how he got into this.
A mercenary just got a desk job.
Yeah. You still get your sleeves bloody, but you get home at the end of the fucking day. It's grand.
I did it because they got the final combined volume out from Seven Seas today, and I noticed it has a character on the cover who is none of the people in the opening credits of this anime. So I do wonder whether it's getting a second opening for the second half.
Bum 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 bum. Everyone in that prior opening is fucking dead. It's entirely possible. Like it has the threat of that now, which is great. Yeah.
Yeah, like you might even hear from them like again, but just with the way that fun Raphael, the first one, that is like, oh, he's very prominent in the opening. I thought maybe when after reading the books, it's just like he'll like we'll hear him narrate or speak over it. We'll cut to him like when he was writing these things, but not really. No, actually,
Nope.
Bidet is going. It's just fucking all wrong. Like, it's not bad, but it's all wrong. Forget about it. It's just like crowd
Like
throwing all that out now.
That little symbol of the ball that was like just a codex to find where he'd hidden the thing, but then he using that to figure out the elliptical orbit and that kind of shit. And its use in the ending and everything. It's just that he set the ball rolling, and all these fuckers are caught up in the wake of it. Yeah.
Then we've got Sengoku Yoku, episode 33, The One Who Is With Many. Senya got to learn to accept joy in his life.
It's okay to
Before
be
we
happy
go.
about things considering what you've done or had done to you.
And that's just the episode. There's a really clunky animation, particularly in this first half, where sometimes it's off model and is fun and looks great, and sometimes it's off model and it looks goddamn awful. It looks like someone scrawled their faces on a vague shape of the character they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, at least the show has the thing of it's always kind of been more about the writing than about the visual. I mean, there's been interesting visuals, but not necessarily really fantastic.
There's been some pretty weird visuals. I think.
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
weird
Yes.
just like tableaus that he's putting out there.
Yeah, I did pick up that the brother is the legendary
Yamato
swordsman.
Takeru no Mikoto.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was from like a prominent samurai family and everything, wasn't it?
Oh,
Like, that was the...
this guy is like a legendary, like near divine hero.
Yes, from a distinctly different era than the one they're currently in.
Yeah,
okay,
that's what the divinity confers upon you with. It's just like longevity across time. But yeah, he's just like there on the island, and like he's not got much food. We really gotta hurry up there and maybe pick him up before he dies. So we'll go like meet him in the spirit world and just see fun. How you doing? Well, I'm pretty hungry. I can kind of subsist on like the residual spiritual energy like in the air, but it's not the same as eating a proper meal. Get here like 2 weeks. No, 10 days. No, 8. Give me 8 days. Oh my god, please. So I guess they do all that training off screen, but it's more important that Senya, that little thing you keep pushing to the back of your mind. I'll confront it now.
Yeah, which is essentially killing Tsukiko's family is the thing lurking in the back of his mind that he's guilty for, and is denying himself joy because he's discussed earlier that once we take care of this, I'm just going to disappear and you're best to forget about me. And they're like, fuck you, we're not going to forget about you.
Yeah.
How do you think it's not fair on us?
I can't forgive myself, but we, all your friends, have forgiven you. What's your fucking problem, bud?
Yes. And then it's very funny when Hanatora just brings Nao and Tsukiko into the spirit world to first give him a good kick in and then give him a big hug. And declare her love for him, and he declares love back clumsily. I guess the words in the wrong order.
That's about, but like no, not once but twice. She has to fucking just like go right for him and came fucking like get it all out straight. Like even in that first bit, they have a fun family meeting and it's a fun thing. Okay, why are you trying to run away? And he keeps trying to change the fun thing. I'll ask the questions here.
An intervention more than anything. Yeah.
But it's just like like, if you still feel bad about my dad, then you have to take his place. You have to or not in that way. You have to give me all the happiness that he would have if he was still alive. That's what taking responsibility is. Isn't like killing or fucking martyring yourself or doing any of this stuff. It's it's staying here and doing what's right, doing what's proper.
I like how it cuts from that to them all standing on Manchuo, flying places out.
8 days later.
Yes. Just cut to the chase now. I was the bit early on because now he's also being told off. It's not just Senya being told off that running away and not telling anybody. Now he's also going, and he's like, "Yeah, Senya told me not to follow him. I followed him, and I will be going away eventually."
I had a reason. Thank you very much.
Yes, because I am a water god, and I have to go eventually to the place I am the water god of. So once we've taken care of this final problem, then I'm off. And they all say, "Thank you very much." Now, Sonia, what's your excuse?
Say, you should be no, say, no looking out the window. Answer the question.
Yeah, I mean, like besides animation, like that is what the show has, like really good characters and writing, that kind of stuff. Like the interactions are where a lot of the fun is at.
Yes, and also because he's worried about his spiritual energy is going to change him. As I was doing this, I was like, yeah, Tsukiko's got a thing which drains spiritual energy out of people, so I think you're probably going to be fine.
It's the thing she has over him is like, hey, if you want to go to that island, I got the magic bottle, so you're kind of fucked without me, so you got to do what I say. Yeah.
like when Jinka is up and straight away just like pulls out all of the special moves you remember from the previous series. It's just like, oh, he's just doing them all at once. And he has fucked him up. He's fucked up Senya. He's like, okay, that was his first shot. I know, and all of my 1,000 arms have never been snapped off. It's just like, I'm a real mess. But we gotta keep trying.
Yeah, then this last 5 minutes does go all out, which makes up for the clunkiness.
Yeah.
In the episode. And then what else? What happens right at the end?
Again, he's just been shot into a cliff. He's really busted up. It's like, you gotta do it. You gotta keep trying. You gotta give it a go.
Yeah, probably.
Oh yeah, Tama's having memories of Yuka when he was younger and not berserk.
Another bit I did like there from watching it quickly was I did like the bit where one's like, who's the 1,000-tailed fucking monster? And it's like, oh fuck yeah, we got to catch you up. You were a rock the whole time. So many characters out of the loop for what the fucking plot is. It's great.
So all this happened. You and him are basically married. You know, that's kind of a given.
Basically, yeah.
These people have traveled through time to be here.
Don't worry, they went back, so it's cool.
Yeah. Actually, a nicer touch was just like rather than like a scary monster version of him, you know, fun day. No, think of like, you know, that's not who you are, not who you're going to be. Like, you know, a picture in your mind, you know, when all the people who love you and care about you and want you to be okay, what kind of person you want to be to them or want to be like. And it's like the first one he thinks of is Doran, if I say. Like, that's right, like he was pretty cool. I wouldn't mind being like him. And then later on, I suppose my dad, yeah, he's up there. I guess. Yeah.
The weird part of that the relationship between Doran and his dad kind of thing is like Doran had it together when it's just like his dad is the strength and Doran is the skill kind of thing, and he's just like, I'm cool with my own fucking weakness. I'm fucking grand with it. Like he was just like a cool guy who was fine. I love these monkeys. They make good booze. You know, so I can see why you want to like that guy.
Yeah, but he includes Tsukiko's father and say like, yeah, I guess he's like a pretty. The fault I had with them, you know, your daughter like you, he's pretty alright. And also the dog with the pipe is like, who could forget that cuddly little character? Also a place in my heart.
Also, Tsukiko, your dad's here as well.
Yeah.
They're all here. Then Chibi Godzilla raids again. Chibi Minilla gets kidnapped by Chibi Gigan, of course, because they're going to get as much as they can out of Mamoru Miyano as possible.
Yeah, of course. Why would you?
Hey, kiss me, Mamoru Miyano.
Yes. Also, because Chibi Gigan is a pretty funny character as this villain who is easily convinced not to do the evil things he's doing.
He's not. He's an evil robot. Yes. He's sent here to destroy the island. Absolutely. he's not a bad guy. Like he's
It's not
pretty
evil
like,
all the way.
and yeah, you can convince him of anything. But the nice way to put it would be, it's just like he's reasonable. Like it's just like, hey, you kidnapped me and took me to this abandoned whatever the fuck it is factory on the Monster Island. It's just like, this is like cruel and unusual punishment. But he's like, yeah, you're right. Actually, I should make sure that you get all your needs as a child, because kidnapping, while a crime, no need to be cruel to children because of it. It's the logic. Yeah, I guess he's gone through perfectly
Of
logical robot
course.
thinking. So
The
as
mighty robot brain can get caught up in my anxiety. He's like, this is as good as a human brain can.
so when Chibi Godzilla and Chibi Mecha-Godzilla come to rescue him, it's like, don't worry, Chibi Minilla has received her bath and like 3 square meals a day. It's like everything's like she's perfectly fine, as you can see. It's like, yeah, like a little too fine. Like you're just taking care of a child at this stage. But,
Anyway, the final punchline is that somehow they get Manila back, and he wanted them to swap Chibi Manila for Chibi Mecha-Godzilla.
so Mecha-Godzilla would be on his destroy the island plan, and they're
Yes.
like, that's not fair. If we get Chibi Manila, we got their back, so you should give us something. It's like, so you can have Mecha-Godzilla, and it's like, then we should, to be fair, we should get you. So all of a sudden, Mecha-Godzilla finds himself as the bad guy, and he's like, what the fuck? You'll never get away with this. Chibi Mecha-Godzilla says, Chibi Gigan, the instigator of this whole fucking thing. Good, very good.
It's playground bullshit, when
Yeah.
like we're picking teams, but come on, like it's
Yeah.
in fairness, read what pick my favorites. We gotta read it this way.
Yeah.
And it's Dan to Dan, episode 11, First Love, in which we meet Gigi. Who
I
is
was worried how long.
visiting
I'd forgotten how long he was going to keep his cool guy persona before you realize he's a fucking goober, and it's just like, oh, immediately he reveals himself as that and continues it the entire fucking episode. Excellent, good job.
Yes, so this is Momo's childhood friend, and the first love of the title, sort of, but also the first love could also be in reference to the ambulatory anatomical models that take up the second half of the episode.
That kind of mirrors the shit that's going on with us, now that I think about it. Yeah, like our main guy is kind of like, wait a minute, he's like me for real.
I get that.
Yeah.
I also run a lot. We've got so much in common.
Yes, and Okura starts getting jealous of
it's a combination of the kind of jealous, just like, oh man, I'm not as cool and hot as that guy, and they have like a prior established fucking relationship thing, and it's initially like jealousy and like bitterness, but then he's kind of like, I'm not good enough for her, kind of thing.
But the one thing he hasn't noticed is that like he's charming the entire town, but Momo's the only one who's telling him this, fuck off, shut up, stop being so embarrassing.
And Momo's friends are also like, no, Okuran is her man. You go away from her.
But they are charmed by Gigi's charms. I want to say he's just going like, hey, cutie, but like not in a creepy way, in a stupid way that is adorable.
Yes,
so,
he is an idiot, as will continue to be revealed for the rest of the series.
Okuran going, oh, what's his secret? I don't get it.
And the combination of him being obviously a fucking idiot, but constantly complimenting the granny is like, you're some kind of genius that you figured out that I'm actually very attractive. Good on you, very clever boy. And
have some more food.
Yeah, she keeps like offering him, like, it's just like, yes, quite correct. I am the most beautiful woman alive. Yeah, I mean, like, you're a genius, obviously. It's that just had me fucking laughing.
Plain to see.
How flat she was like, yes, compliment me more, child. I would have some more.
Anyway, yes, it turns out that one of the school anatomical dolls has become sentient and ambulatory and is heading to find its lost love, who has been thrown out into a skip.
Even the thing of like Okuran like doing press-ups at the back of the school just to be physically more impressive for his lady love, and she's like, hey, I'm having lunch here, and he's like, well, that's pretty cool. And then Gigi's like, hey, I'm also having lunch here, and it's like, oh, the awkward socialness. Oh god, is that a living anatomical model interfering with our teenage romance shenanigans? It's like, yes, Yes, it is. Catch it. Catch that fucker.
You
Also,
gotta
that's
get
a
his
great
balls.
fucking
He's got
sequence.
balls of gold.
As he leaped over me, I saw his golden testicle. And we gotta get that ball. So the chase through town is actually fantastic. I did like the use.
It is.
Oh.
This is kind of the sort of big action set piece that the comic does quite well, and turns out the anime also does it really well.
There was one bit we're all waiting for when Taro, the model, it explodes out and then reassembles himself bit by bit to escape her grip.
Because he is, I guess, take partable. That is the purpose of an anatomical model, after
Yes.
all. Hmm.
That's it again and again. quick for the kids at Christmas.
But yes, while he had dismantled himself, they stole his heart. Just like
Not
Trafalgar
figuratively,
Law.
literally.
Yeah.
Momo's great plan was like, "How are you tracking him?" It's like, "Well, I stole his heart, see, and every time I smash it, he screams."
Oh. It was a great get getting Tomokazu Suda just to like go. He's like again the main man for like yelling at the top of your voice, even when you're being quiet, especially while running.
Yeah. And he's picking out his. She's also an anatomical model, but she says, "I'm an older model. We're not compatible."
I don't care about that. I'm gonna shout out my lover to him.
And Okarun just looking at this, going like, "Right, okay, I'm writing this fucking shit down. This
Two
is
different
good
worlds
shit."
doesn't mean we can't be together. No, maybe like we'd be just like just attracted us across these boundaries. It was meant to be. We don't need to buy by society's rules.
He is all sold on the romance of this situation between anatomical models. God, that sounds weird. Anyway, yeah.
Maybe if it could happen for them, maybe it could happen for me.
Yeah.
I think I'm in a shot there.
Yeah. And then I guess next week it's going a little bit further than I thought it was going to go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just a touch now. I mentioned like, well, Gigi's like going to stay in the house because his parents been hospitalized, and it may be to do with a curse that stalks him in his darkest corners of his mind.
Yeah, I can see ghosts now because a ghost showed himself to me, and after the ghost showed himself to me, my parents got sick and are in hospital. That's why I have to stay here. And Momo kind of going like, "You're right to come here. Granny's the one who can sort that out." I was like, "My powers only work as far as the city limits. You're going to his house, sort that fucking bullshit out. Kick that haunted house's ass. I don't fucking care. I can't go there. That's the rules."
I believe in you.
Yeah, because I wasn't expecting them to go until next season. But I guess
yeah.
Which may mean that this is coming back sooner than.
That's true. Yeah.
I think right because it'll be a strange breaking off point if you were going to be waiting a year or anything for any more of it.
Yeah. Whereas I think the following breaking off point would be cleaner. Right. That is Dan for this week. Next on the list is
Negative Positive Angler.
Episode 11. I have to tell him, in which a lad sorts his life out.
I was worried this was going to be a sad one again, but I know I've been giving out about the fucking guy the whole time. I was like, dude, fucking go to the fucking hospital. I know it's hard, but he sucked it up. He did it, and I was just like, good for you. I was proud of a fictional character. I was just like, I wasn't mad at him. I was mad for him, but he was the one interfering with himself essentially. Yeah.
Yes, because as well as he's sorting himself out, he's also covering your other lad who still hasn't come back from running away.
Actually, the shot of him in the back of the van, holding onto that fucking fishing reel for dear life, sleeping, is like that. It's that thing that he wanted when we could have won that. What was it, like 1,000 yen or whatever the fuck? We're just like, I like a fishing van, like where it's like a camper van, I could sleep in it. I bring all my fishing gear, and it's like that's essentially what he's doing, but like in a much more lower stakes thing where he's just in the back of his car. Yeah,
that's if I could have, But it's like when you hear you just like hear from stops like looking at other things and kind of trying to fucking like emulate this, emulate that. Be at the cool pursuit guys to see on TV. It's just like I'm just gonna go out and just fucking do it myself and just. It's just like I'm not sure what course he was doing in college. I presume he's dropped out, but now I'm not going back. But
He'll have to repeat the year for sure.
but he's going to capacity for and saying, yeah, it's this whole thing of self-learning out there. But anything you're into is probably a YouTube tutorial about how to fucking go at it, like. And
Yeah,
it's just
and
he's
it's
becoming more involved in the world because then, like, you know, like he meets like elderly wise fishermen at night saying, "Hey, dude, any luck today? Ah, no, not tonight. Wait till the southern wind's blowing. That's when they'll really be biting him." And saying, "Thanks, you wise gentlemen." It's like southern wind blowing. That's another one for the notebook. There, he's actually
making
out
like
now.
flow charts, and he's like going like, I need to remember this, but he's doing that for two reasons. One is to mindfulness and like kind of living in the moment. The other reason is like he's on a bad place right now. So what he's going to do is go fishing. So if I go fishing in the places that I can predict he will go fishing in, I'll find him, and then I'll be able to, as he figures out over the course of the episode, it's not just apologize I want to do, it's actually thank him for saving my life in the first place, and then saving my life several times over, like after that. Yeah.
It's like yourself going to catch fisherman. You gotta think like a fisherman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're right. You're right.
But in the meantime, he hasn't told anyone else what the fucking thing is, so the story has spun wildly out of fucking control
At least
thanks to
he's-
one
yeah.
character. What's her story? That he and your man got in a fist fight because he went off with like a former client of his from back in his host days. That's her story. And she's like, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. For no reason. She has no information to.
I've seen this kind of thing happen all the time, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like a textbook case of this exact thing that happened one time.
I was kind of thinking like Mecha-Ude, where you one thing she's in a romantic thing. It's like she thinks she's in a romantic anime, so she assumes this around her all the time.
Yeah. I can't remember. We had the big pep speech from Hannah, even though she doesn't know she's doing it, about
She knows there's something wrong, and
fishing,
she's trying to give him a pep
Yeah.
talk about
pep
fish.
speech about
which is-
angling, yes.
Yeah.
But which also could apply to the rest of his life.
And also trying to catch this guy that he's trying to catch is just like,
Yes.
but it's mostly about fish for her, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good. Yeah, like I said, it's good that it wasn't a second depressing episode. It's like it's the swing back from the
Yeah,
previous one.
the kind of reverse of like the coming from the apex and kind of going down. We hit bottom, so now it's only up from here. Yeah.
Yes. And also, as we as a viewer don't get to hear any of the medical news.
No.
Like whatever it
Oh,
was, like, you know,
it's off
it
screen.
may not have been great news of that you're still sick, but you talk. Okay, so what are rather than despairing, what are next steps? Like,
What
you know,
are our options? He got a call back from the operation, obviously scheduling some other fucking stuff because there's other stuff to do now. Yeah, because 3 years to live isn't if like 3 years. It wasn't 3 years to live flat. It was like 3 years if you don't do anything. So doing something is the positive step that's been taken here. Yeah.
Then over in Mecha-Ude, we're in everybody clap hands if you believe in fairies situation as we try and resurrect our boy.
gotta wake up. Remember
Let's see, he's
who you
got
are.
a big hole in him from when we were shot like fucking through. What if we pumped bullshit fucking energy into there using my medical one that was meant for medical purposes? It's like that'd do it, right? It's like, I mean, maybe, yeah, sure. I guess we could do that.
But we got this idea from the side characters who escaped from under the rubble and said, like, you do some Kagami group. This would be a lot easier if we took the bindings off of your Mecha-Udes and let them talk and think for themselves. Might have some
Yeah.
ideas how to get out of here or like use their full ability.
Yeah, because our boy kind of points out, I was like, that guy is a talking bat arm and
The loudest
has, like,
ninja who ever existed.
loudest ninja you've ever fucking seen, ever heard. But he has like sonic based powers, and do the other arms have powers? Like, yeah, your one has like really cool powers, and I think that one has powers too, but I can't remember what the fuck it is. It's about being smart, I believe. And
There's
like when they're released, those designs are fucking gorgeous as well. The fact that your one, it looks like a vulture on her arm. It's like, oh, that looks so good.
And I like how I was like, like, what's the hand doing for? And say, oh, it's obviously making like, I'm a bird.
It's both a bird head and also
I'm
a
dog.
bird talons
Woof, woof.
at the same time. The dog one where it's like it's 3 fingers, 2 fingers have like fangs, and the other one is the nose, and I'm just like, oh, that looks so good. They're such good designs, and they were locked away from us for the whole series so far.
yeah, like the one who's like, yeah, my name's not Sonic, it's a Yumi. We call him Sonic for. It's a lame name. Um,
Oh, and that insane to Kagemaru. It's like, are you still calling yourself a ninja? Like regular guy name. I forgot what his regular guy name is. It's like that is fucking adorable. He's like, no, I'm a cool ninja. Fucking arm. Shut up. Don't fucking tell them that I have like a regular guy name. That would suck.
yeah, they are successful in resurrecting Hikaru. I like Hikaru's thing is he's like, I need to believe it. Like you guys, essentially, just becomes waking up in the morning is the thing. It is the thing he needs to believe in.
But it's the thing that kind of started giving him purpose. Like, she's coming over.
Yes.
We need to get started our day. There's going to be shit happening, like that kind of stuff. And also the fact that the characters come and give him like spectral versions of them, kind of pulling him back towards the getting away from the light kind of thing.
Or
But also
hands,
punching him in the
hands in there.
fucking face is also hands. And it's just like sometimes you need a good fucking slap to smarten you up. A combination of both. Like,
well, it's also him getting up out of bed to get him into this whole thing, because it was like late at night. He heard a commotion downtown. He could have rolled over and went back to sleep, but no, he felt something call out to him. So he got up that night and he went up.
I appreciate also everyone grab the string of my medical Mecha-Ude that I can pump the energy back into him, and we'll take a bit of your spirit energy to make the spirit bomb of bringing this child back to life. It's like, no, huddle in, get closer, get smooch right up to each other. It's just like that it went the extra mile and making it very comedic of how it works.
Yes. Everyone Fist is watching all this and decides, this body's rubbish. It's all falling apart. It's a zombie. I'm going to take over that kid's body. So, yes, we're going to end with Jun versus Hikaru. Fist versus Alma. For your final episode. Yeah, it's a nice...
One giant arm wrestle. Just...
Yes.
And yeah, it's a combination of him, even the intelligent dog arm kind of says like, you're the leader because you figured out how to make us all work together and figured out how to put us all apart. And him just want to go, I want to go meet that one boy. And you're one going like, oh my God, it's going to happen. They're going to kiss. Because I'm still in a romantic anime, despite the fact he's turned into, the villain has now possessed his body. It's like, they're going to kiss at the end, right? She's fairly certain that this is what's going to happen.
You gotta see how this turns out. You gotta hang on to the end.
Yeah. But it's tightly plotted. I think it all works very well. As a series, not bad for something that started as a Kickstarted project.
Yeah, it's better than the average for a lot of those things.
Yeah, certainly.
Yes, yeah. I mean, he got more than one episode for a start.
Beating the odds.
Then we've got Trillion Game, episode 12, Two Bad Guys.
Two bad guys.
I don't think one of them is a bad guy. I think he's actually like the most honorable guy in this fucking show.
Well, this is like, bad meaning good, and by good I mean rude.
Yeah. Two rude dudes.
Because they both execute a con at the end, I think, as well. But also the two bad guys could also be the other two guys.
That's true. Yeah.
Our boy was having to cover for.
At the final reveal of the con, I fucking did laugh out loud. I was like, "That's very fucking good."
Oh, it's the fact that it relies on the actor kid having to realize what's going on
from
in
a
the
look.
middle of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then the punchline of them both in the office and here, people calculating how much can we afford to spend on buying this promotion.
That's awesome.
And then,
like, okay,
I hope Harry's careful with our money. We know how wild he gets.
We got, what is it, like 3 billion?
2 billion.
2 billion.
Sorry, they have 2 billion, and it's just like, so we can afford to spend maybe a quarter or up to maximum like a third of that, because the rest is going to be on the game budget, which we're going to use to reinvest, that kind of thing. So, yeah, he offers more than they have.
So the crux of it is that Kedouin was forced out of this company God Promoter that he used to work for. He was the God Promoter at God Promotion because he took the fall for an actor who did a hit and run. And
the actor was like a good kid. He just fucking panicked. But the guy, the president of the company, is just like a little fucking nepo baby kind of thing, because he keeps running like, yeah, that's my dad. No, his son. Like, constantly, like,
he's on the phone for like hours. That's the exact same conversation. Every one of his fucking
his
contacts.
son. He's not important, but he acts like he's fucking important. Whereas our guy, who's now a charged criminal for doing a hit and run is like he's got, what did he say? He has the eyes for talent, so he knew this kid would be a great actor and he doesn't want his career to be ruined. So like he shaves his head so he can disguise himself as that guy. He's like, no, I was driving his car that day. I ran over that lady and then drove away. But and he served like 3 years or something like that. I think it was like 6 years suspended or something like that. But
It was
so he is
also
a criminal.
no, it was all suspended. He didn't go to prison.
He didn't serve it. Yeah.
It is his record and your reputation is everything in this town. So
Yeah, and
well,
the thing between him and Kirihime was basically her kind of coming in and saying, "It's like, yeah, fire that cunt," and our actor kind of, we can't fire him. Like he he took the fall from it. It's like, yeah, but we can't be associated with fucking criminals. Like he's no longer part of this, or this fucking whole deal of you being in our ad campaign is done. So that's the fucking that's the history they have. It's like, ooh, that's rough.
Yeah. So Haru's plan is to essentially trick the guy from God Promotion into attempting to start insider trading so that they can then blackmail the guy who was about to do some insider trading.
He's going to
sell all the
pretend
shares
to do
them.
a bunch of things, and like, this is a lie, this is a fib, this is I'm bluffing here, and was like, no, now you've actually committed a crime. If you fucking do anything, we got your fucking ass. It's like, oh shit.
That's how that episode is bookended by like use of your mobile phone can record people's voices, just leave it on in your pocket. Caught both times. I think was this the same dude, or to meet him anyway again some other time? The same guy kid when like kicks in the door of his fun hotel room. He's trying to molest somebody. Like, I got you on recording, buddy. It's fun. They meet him again at some stage.
Yeah, it's kind of again, them rolling up to the office and the guards are like, we were told to kick your ass if you ever came here. It's like, but I tell you fucks to go whack each other off at home. It's just like, and then like rolling into the office with these two fucking guards beating the fuck out of him, and Haru's just been like, thank you very much for your time. It's really good for you to see us here. We're buying your company. We don't want to do a hostile takeover. Rinwin wants to do a hostile takeover, but I said, no, we can resolve this peacefully. He'll step down and everything will be cool. And man's like, get the fuck out of my office before I call the cops.
That's okay. We were meant to get him riled up, It's like, he called
Yes.
everybody he knew, so you're going to get some con men coming in, so they're going to treat up. But
just ignore them. It's cool. They're just trying shit. But now that he's rang everyone,
that means something is up, right? Yeah.
When they go to one of the investors going like, you probably heard, like, yeah, we want to buy your shares from this thing because there's this
there's this scandal we're sitting on, we're going to release it to the press.
It's like telling him the scandal, and then it's like, oh fuck, I didn't know that. I did get a call from him about that. It's like, we have recorded saying that now. So now, if you do sell your shares due to the scandal that we're going to release, that'll be insider trading because that's not public information yet. So can we buy your shares? Give me those shares. It's good shit, man. That's very good.
He's going to invest all their money in taking control of God Promotion. Because there was more than just the shares he wanted as well. It was the
it was actually like because you've access to all those actors and all that stable of performers. Yeah.
But it was certain powers on the board as well. He was going to get off the guy.
What was it? Sleeping with weather girls or something like that. I think that was there as well. Hasn't happened yet, but we'll see.
We're on our way.
So that's where he is. Everybody's thinking he's only going to use a bit of the funds. No, he's going to spend all their money on just getting the advertising agency.
Yep, it's got that familiar rhythm. It has like we're just going to do something sensible with this now. That the smart thing to do with this money would do blah. And say, nope, we're going into space.
Yep.
But yeah, it's very well executed. The Conan. So
I didn't even mind like we've recorded your conversation, and also I'm going to play you the Wikipedia entry for what insider trading constituents, just in case you,
dum-dums in
or
room.
you, the audience, do not know how that fucking works. And I was just like, that's fine. I'm fine with them spelling it out after being so clever and setting it up. That's grand.
Yeah. Then we've got the Noble Farmer, episode 25. Words come out of the mouth in the correct order. Pioneering Tokachi. It's like an extra episode of Golden Kamuy.
This was the fourth one that could beat the set. It's just like, it's like, some enlightening documentaries narrated by Takahiro Kiyasu.
The fact that she has like a little presentation on her fucking iPad for each fucking thing, including one about her own farm, which makes more sense.
I have a lot of
actually.
ideas.
I did like the thing of it's like, so they tried to set up the farm and then the locusts came and then the hard winter came and then 50 cows died and then it's just like, and then the locusts came and it's just like, fucking hell. How did they set up anything? It's like, I don't fucking know, because we tried to do that on our farm, which I have a documentary about right here, and we also struggled with fucking just trees.
And we had tractors and chainsaws.
Yeah.
Well, I'll see how much of that disappeared in the recording, because everybody froze there for a minute on my screen.
No!
It is cold up in Hokkaido.
The initial thing is like is how they started the farming in Hokkaido and how hard it was, and then as you say, it's the local family. I like the local family story, how he starts off as a human being as they're telling the story, and he's a cow by the end of it.
It's respectful, but towards the end, you see how fucking stupid and stubborn he is. It's like, I see the family resemblance now. Yes.
He wants fat fitty, man.
That fucking shit of him just throwing cops into the paddy field, man. And then obviously he ran on the run, and that's why he lived in Hokkaido. It's like, wait, you're fucking descended from criminals? It's like, yeah, like ACAB. Come on, we all fucking know.
All cows are bastards. Yes.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant by that, for legal reasons. But yeah, just the shot of him throwing him into the fucking paddy field like a video game is just very funny shit. Yeah.
I've now realised the thing I didn't watch this week, and I feel like a fool. The Stories of Girls Who Couldn't Be Magicians, episode 11, is not the thing I forgot to watch.
Oh no!
I'm going to cast Ancient Magic.
Well, somebody does, I think. We're about to, but you just don't. You've been trying to do it all series.
Your man's tragic backstory is that the two girls, like one of the witches, the witch who's the teacher, the wizard who's the teacher. She just has witch vibes with the big hat, I think, is what I think.
Her name is like Magenius.
Yeah, it's a terrible name. She and her friend were back in the school back in the day. I have no idea how all these fucking characters are supposed to be, because they're like back in long ago. I was like, when you went to school, isn't like the ancient past? Yeah,
I guess she got Conan somewhere along the way, probably just some magical accident, and that's why she's tiny in the modern day.
But they were the stars of a different witch anime where they would, like, a problem would arrive as like, time to use ancient magic, and they would summon a sigil, and one or all of the four elements would fucking fix the problem. You know how it goes.
Just to shoot them all of them, it seems to always work.
And your man just like, I feel bad because I can't do any of this shit. And his familiar is the capybara, and the other girl who is not in the anime so far, so you would presume fucking dead. Her familiar is the frog, and one's the owl.
It looks like the witch that gave
yes, it does.
Mirai her notebook to begin with.
An adult version of that witch. Yeah. That's what I was thinking as well. But my brain is like half thinking, is that her grandma? Are these characters like really fucking old?
That's I'm wondering.
Yeah, it's weird. Anyway, so
it's also really getting its metaphors muddled up right now. Because I had to get, is this about inequality? Is it about the perils of fossil fuels? Is it about both those things? How about those things feed into each other?
It's a little about inequality, because your man's plan is like, and he's like, what justice would there be in the world? I wasn't the main character of a magical girl anime back in the day, so I got really fucking jealous, and I made sure to privatize magic you have to use the app. Now, legally, you have to use the app. I don't know how he managed this, but you have to use an app now, and therefore only the elite can use magic, but they use it for the benefit of everyone, because only smart people should be able to use magic, not everyone. So I've made it better, actually. And she's like, no, that's not fucking fair. And it's like, also, to power this thing, I've been stealing the magic out of children. So if they come to the school, and it's just like, that's the thing a bad guy would say. You sound like a bad guy right now.
It's not fatal. No. They won't die from it.
the government runs on fucking legalized magic. The taxation alone fucking keeps the roads paved. I don't know what the fuck you're talking. It's just like, but you're feeding off children. Yeah, we're feeding off children, and we have to take more and more every year. And this year, we gotta suck them dry. We basically gotta get all the magic out of those fucking kids and into our fucking pocketbooks. Bit on the nose with the metaphor, but you know it. And he's convinced he's the good guy. Is the weird part? It's like, in no possible way are you the good guy, dude.
I do like how the preview though is all the animals just doing it.
That is good. Yeah, I will admit.
So you have no idea what's going to happen in the finale.
So they have to the evil magic that's been leaking out is basically him gathering the magic in an evil mechanical magical heart in the basement of the fucking castle, I guess.
Sort of real RPG villain type stuff.
Oh yeah, very much so.
It's just some kind of magic reactor. It's melting down.
Yeah, all the leaking magic this entire show.
I spat in God's face.
Basically,
this is what I get.
It, like the magic's trying to seep back into nature because it happens in nature anyway. It's natural, but it's trying to seep back in ways that are dangerous. So what we need to do is find the seventh miracle, and then just bust it the fuck open, like that magic rock and that cool hole in the lake and all that. And we just fucking unload this shit. So come on, girls, we got to go save the day by unleashing the ancient magic and making magic free for everyone. Is the plan, I think,
yes.
roughly.
Yeah, that's the thing she says. It used to be Miss Suzuki's point of view is that magic used to be everybody used to be able to do magic, and now it's limited to the elites.
Yeah, you just have to learn how to do it. Now you have to go to not even the special school, but the elite part of the special school and be legally recognized to use the app. So that's bullshit. Fucking anyone can do this shit. She's right.
Yep. The Alan Moore approach, the chaos magic approach. Just draw some sigils, and away you go.
Yeah.
Something might happen, something might not. But you've had some fun drawing some sigils in the meantime.
It's very pretty. It's a very pretty spell array you've put together there. It's mine, I got me.
And then the thing I forgot to watch is Dragon Ball Daima, episode 10.
What? Are you sure you didn't?
I didn't know. This is... I blame having to go and deliver Christmas presents.
I thought you were talking about Dragon Ball in the chat. Was that research but not watching?
Research but not watching. Yes, that's it.
Right.
The thing I was talking about does not happen in this episode. The thing.
Yeah.
The thing happens in this episode.
You get some pretty strange fucking revelations all the same,
yes.
though.
Yes, we get loads of contradictory things from things which are said in Super. Potentially contradictory.
No, 100% fucking contradictory. Like at one point, fucking Supreme Kai says, "This is the guy who's in charge of everything," and I was like, "No, he's fucking not. We've seen that guy who he got time cloned by Goku."
It's not even that. It seems to be like the Demon King of Demon World can just like ask like a supernatural being to create the universe because he's bored or something. That's how we all came to be.
The 12 universes we know are essentially like Lebensraum, like they're expansions of the demon realm. Because the Demon King was just like, we should have a bigger demon realm. What if we made 12 more universes? And that's where our entire shit.
That's where all of Dragon Ball has been happening. Or
yeah,
will happen.
That's why lots of the demons emigrated. Why you have pointy-eared people fucking everywhere. That's a big fucking lore thing to go. Okay, but also that the guy who designed the universes is the actual guy running shit. And I was like, that doesn't look like what's the little fucking
Zeno,
the little football-headed guy. Yeah.
Either of them.
Yes.
And both of them now because Goku time cloned them. Yes, that's right.
Yes. But your fella who did create the universes does have like a few elements of design similar. Now, the way I can see it working is, this is a big stretch. This is if Zen, because I was looked up Zeno, and the first which came up was not the Dragon Ball guy. It was Zeno of Alea, the Greek philosopher who loves monism. The idea that there's only a single entity exists that makes up all reality. So if
that does fit,
if Zeno in Dragon Ball is like eternity in the Marvel universe is like the personification of the universe rather
Hmm.
than the person who created the universe, then I think everything else can still make sense.
Okay.
Yeah, and
And
the other thing is like we know that Dragon Ball tends to divvy up the things a la your Hinduism and stuff. You have your creator, destroyer, maintainer. I don't think they tend to have a maintainer in it, but presumably that would be Zeno, who's in charge of all the creators and destroyers.
The angels are good at fixing stuff, so maybe
That's it.
what
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
there for.
There's definitely like systems in place and hierarchies, which
Yes.
has always been the fucking thing in
Yeah.
Dragon Ball. Yeah.
Because essentially, as presented in this episode, there's no place yet for Zeno, the gods of destruction, and the angels to fit in anywhere.
Yeah, which is weird because like the Supreme Kai is right fucking there, and he's part of that system.
Did the angels come out on fees as well? What's happening with them?
When he says it's
But-
like, yeah, they put a bunch of us in charge of various fucking the universes, and it's just a shot of a bunch of the guys we've seen in charge of various universes. Like, okay, so that all lines up, but there's a big chunk missing here, which is odd.
Yeah, but I feel like
Yeah.
it being confusing and not making sense is what Toriyama would have wanted, and is
Oh yeah, absolutely.
probably his design.
The purpose of all these complicated hierarchies and systems is for Goku to make poop jokes and punch someone. Like that's the end goal of all this bullshit.
That's
so
what
don't
sells
worry
comics,
too much about
baby.
it. Yeah, it's not the fucking order of the
Yeah.
universes multiple isn't important. What's important is
Can Goku
hitting
fight
guys.
it? Or
Yeah.
can he or eat it? Let's find out.
Yes,
Yeah.
because the Toriyama drawn stuff is of recent years in Dragon Ball Universe is full of retcons. So this is why this feels the most Toriyama like.
Yeah.
Because you've got the various retcons about the Saiyans from that Dragon Ball Zero chapter. You've got the stuff about Bulma's family in Jacko Galactic Policeman, and then this is real sort of Crisis on Infinite Earths. Absolute
And like they
nonsense.
literally say in this episode, it's
Cosmic
like that's why
recap.
most things in the universe have pointy ears, and like things like humans and Saiyans are like life that sprung up after we made all the universes. Basically, like
Yeah,
you guys came from the protoplasm, we fucking emigrated from the demon world.
Yeah, even like they formed got them all together now in a ball and say, "Hey, check it out, Piccolo. It's like this is like the first time I get a home planet. I've said it to everybody today. I wasn't born here. I had no memory of here. It was like,
My
come on,
dad, like he
Piccolo,
says,
say
my
something for a
dad
thing.
is
It's
from
like,
here, which is like, does he mean like Cammy, or does he mean like Cammy's dad, or it's just like because Piccolo was born. This is Piccolo Junior. He was born on Earth. He's from Earth.
wow,
Like,
Piccolo, it's still
you
gotta be a
guys
bit
are
more
being
for you. He's
racist.
just sort of like,
is what I'm saying.
it's pretty good, I guess.
It's very funny.
Um,
And even them pointing out to fucking Supreme Kai is like, hey, we could go to your home planet, which is here in Demon World too, right? And he's like, no, man, fucking, I don't fucking live there anymore. I don't give a shit about that. Like, it's like, don't assume that I want to go home for nostalgia's sake. It's just like, no, because like, yeah, it's nice, but like, I don't live here, so you know.
They've lost the plane again. All got squeezed now into Hispy's little beater.
I'm surprised Vegeta didn't kick up more of a stink of it after them losing their fucking plane. It's just like, so we have to give you a lift, but you wouldn't give us a lift. All right, I see how this fucking.
I said, Glorio, you've been here before. Like, we should find a pen. Hispy going, what do you mean by that, Bulma? What do you mean by that?
Taking it really offensive, yeah.
Saying,
I
boys, been
understand.
here before, yeah.
That Meijin Q does something as well in this episode.
Gee, because they're in the first demon world, they say, "Hey, Meijin Ku, we're going to take you to immediately fight the first
Tamagami.
Tamagami." I've forgotten the words of him, and this one's a badass one with a sword. And
It's
he's
a
like,
really cool fight.
"Oh,
yeah.
here I fucking go! I got all the fucking moves." Now, the thing I've determined from this is Majin Ku has power, but no technique whatsoever because he's flipping around like an idiot. Like
I think that he's pretty good. He's even got a lot of power, but he's just not as good as this thing.
no technique
I'm
whatsoever. Yeah.
I'm reading here that he's a good singer and he can be pretty valuable if you send him shopping.
When he fails to fucking defeat the Tamagami, and she's like, "What the fuck, dude? I made you Smith versus." It's like, I'm a good singer.
You're fired.
Like he offers his other skills, which he has not had the chance to demonstrate. Please give me a second chance, boss. I know I was just born, not even yesterday, like this morning. So so he's really incentivized to impress his creator. Yeah.
Well, you never know what's going to come out of that mix, you know. Like, there's some pretty potent stuff in there, but if you don't cook it just right, you get this dude. You know.
And Blythe's just like generic, evil, cool Dragon Ball guy. He's a fucking idiot. And I was just like, excellent. That is very important to have in your villain as well.
Yeah,
That's
it's not like,
what's
you know.
improved Frieza in the later years. It's like, oh yeah, Frieza also a fucking idiot. Excellent, good.
But we didn't need another like it's like a fucking like arch fucking it's made of all the worst
Yes.
parts of all the worst most evil elements. So it's the worst of the worst thing in the Galactic point. No, she just needed a hench person. She just needed like a goon to go around for her. So now she has
needed
one.
a powerful goon to get the Dragon Balls. Like it was like, yeah, that's the perfect plot of Dragon Ball. Excellent.
More goons, please. I like that.
Anything else? I'm seeing a big squid here.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
the
what
whole
destroys
thing
the
they
first
get attacked by like giant sea monsters. Like that's the last of their plane. They just
No,
nothing
initially they're
to
attacked
their
by the
name but Dragon
police.
Ball now.
Initially, they're attacked by the cops. So there's a cool plane flying around shootout, and then they're like Goku, fly out there and beat the shit out of them, and then Goku beats the shit out of some planes, and it's just like, oh, I do appreciate we see the guards fly out of the explosions because everyone can fly, and it's just like, yeah, we see the parachutes essentially. He didn't kill anyone, it's okay. But then their plane gets attacked by a giant kraken or whatever they call it. Yeah.
Kraken, yeah, and
Vegeta's like, I can't believe you guys lost your plane to a fucking giant squid. Like, how big could it have been? The giant squid comes out and tries to eat them. He's like, fucking hell, that's a big fucking squid.
that's what I said, man.
But
Yeah,
even Pansy gets a bit where she dives back into the plane that's been crushed by the Kraken to grab the Dragon Ball because all you cunts evacuated the plane before grabbing the fucking Dragon Ball, the fucking thing that we're here for.
Hey,
the name of the
she
show.
forgot as well. She forgot as well.
She remembered more than everyone else did. That's the important thing I'm saying.
Not the one you can teleport and just go back and get it.
If only we brought the guy who could teleport, or the guy who could teleport remembered that the Dragon Ball was there.
Well, we have one of them. Goku can do it. He's demonstrated that already.
If we only had the guy who could teleport who isn't a fucking idiot, like that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
He's been more places, so he's got better range.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. I'll try and remember to watch Dragon Ball next time. Well, I'll have 2 weeks to do it.
How could you forget?
I thought, well, to the extent that I thought I had watched it. It
was in your mind, it was in your thoughts, like, yes. But you hadn't actually done it. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, I'd forgotten that I'd watched it. I forgot that I'd forgotten to watch it, and then I forgot that I hadn't watched it. It's 2 lots of forgetting.
It's like when you dream about waking up, and it's not a weird dream.
Yes.
Like, you know, you're just getting up, you're making tea, you're putting your clothes on, and then you think, oh yeah, I'm awake, I'm ready to go to the 5th dimension. Oh, and then you're dreaming, you haven't done any of that stuff, and now you're late for work or whatever. And it's like, no, I was so rested before.
The most annoying dreams, because it's like, I got all my morning business out of the way, and then you wake up, it's like, son of a bitch, I got to do all that shit again.
But now I can watch Dragon Ball for the first time again.
Yeah.
Rightio, that's it for now. Ta-ra. I'll see if I wake up after Christmas.
Oh God. Well, we'll all see each other then. Merry Christmas, everybody. Yes.